Hi there, welcome to Tom's Nikon. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use eBay to get the best possible deal on used lenses. eBay I've found to be probably the most consistent place to get good discounts on used lenses, especially the older manual focus lenses. I'm going to be using ebay.co.uk today. All the processes that I'm going to show in this video can obviously be used on ebay.com and any of the other international versions. Okay, so I'm going to just pick a random lens. I'm going to see if we can find a decent deal on it. So let's go for Nikon 28mm 2.8. Okay, so if you look, it's giving us different options. We just want to use the most sort of widely available one, because often people mislabel the listings, because obviously lots of the titles are very close. So we've got initially 82 results, which is not bad. But if you look over here, eBay has automatically put us into the lenses category, which you might think that's where lenses should be listed. But in fact, if we go and open it up to just all of cameras and photography, we go from 82 to 181. Now, lots of these results are going to be lens hoods, filters, things that we don't really want, but occasionally people do miscategorize their lenses. They might get all the details right and then they end up putting in an incorrect category. So we're going to use this one. And this next part is probably the most useful thing I've found for sort of isolating out good value lenses. So we're going to ignore all these specifics up here, and we're going to go straight to condition. So this gives us quite a good breakdown of how many are on eBay. Most of them are used, 105, so we're going to select that. I'm going to select personally parts not working, just in case, and not specified. You'd be surprised how many listings go unspecified. I'm surprised eBay doesn't make it a mandatory thing, but all the better for us. Price, there you go, 95. Let's go for 95. I think that's what I used for my last search anyway. And format, we're going to start out with buy it now, but we're going to go to auction later. You'll see why in a minute. Item location. I usually shop within the EU and the UK, just because there's no import costs. If you use eBay, if you're American, use eBay.com. Worldwide is good because Japan does have a lot of quality used lenses. So let's select EU. I'm not worried about delivery options or the seller. So see here all the filters we've selected. Now by selecting these, it really speeds up the process of trying to find a deal. So we're going to go apply. Let's see how many that leaves us with 87. So we had 82 originally, and now we're down to 87. So still 5 more results, but they're going to be relatively good. Now I've got this set as default, but you may not. You want to have newly listed. Often the best deals you can get are if you get lucky when you're searching on eBay, sort of early morning or late at night. You'll catch people that have gotten from work or have just got up first thing on the morning and listed something, and you can jump in there before the power buyers can, who buy up lots of the used lenses and sell them on for a profit. So on this section, especially for a lens, I typically go through about the first 50 listings. I figure once you get past 50, other people sort of with the same intentions as you, or bigger eBay companies have already been in there and started to have a look. Now, as I said at the start of the video, I've been as vague as possible with this. I would actually, for example, let's see if we can find the AIS version. And you'll see there's loads of different versions. See, these are all the E versions, which are older, cheaper construction, still good lenses. A D version that's actually quite well priced. Now we'll just scroll through and see if we've got anything. So, for example, I might have been looking for the 28mm AIS, but straight away something like that jumps out to me. Pre-owned. Open that up, and I save all of these till the end as well. So that they could be duds, but it's a quick way of going through them. So again, just looking at prices, you should really sort of have an estimate of what you're wanting to pay. You can use websites like Bidvoy and type in your lens to get a rough estimation. But usually if you've been looking for a little while for something, you'll see this is a good example. So this is actually a lens attached to the camera, and combined that's what, about £51, which is actually cheaper than a lot of the lenses. So we'll open that up as well. And again, still some of these filters and things make their way through. Lots of Nikon fit lenses get through as well, but it's all right. They're going to get through on any search. Okay, so I don't have too many on. There's only a couple of pages. Okay, and now that we've been through these, I'd switch over to auction. So you do typically have especially with cameras, quite a few less in the auction. Don't really know why. I think that's just the way eBay's been switching over the years. It used to all be auction based, and now lots of buy it nows. We're going to switch here from newly listed. We're going to go on to ending soonest. And this really shows off sort of some of the best deals that you can get. So let's have a look. Oh, love to see those. They're quite rare. And again, you start to get nice little deals popping up like this. So often people will actually list them as one-day sales, and if it's an odd day or it's a bank holiday or a national holiday, often people aren't checking eBay. So sometimes that's a good way to sneak in. That's very good. I might actually buy that one. Let's have a look. So again, just bringing up all the different versions. And you'll often see them cheap here, but obviously these prices fluctuate massively within the last sort of half an hour or an hour of the auction. It's good to with these. It's really useful if you can find early morning finishes or really late at night. You can even use like an automatic bidder to pop your bid in there. Okay, so there we go. So from that search, we've limited it down to what we got there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is quite good because we initially had 82 on the first search, and we've got that down to less than 10% of it. So now, as with any auction, you should go through. Good things to look for are high quality pictures, especially with camera lenses. If someone is selling a camera lens, even at sort of a reasonable price like this, and they haven't got good pictures, you've got one of two scenarios. One, they don't really care, or they're trying to hide something. Avoid these sellers like the plague, because you can end up with things that you don't want, and they're low quality. And eBay's better for getting your money back now, but still, it's something that's easier to avoid. And two, sometimes, not always, but sometimes you just get people that have maybe found like a family member's old camera collection. They don't really know what it is. They don't know if it can be used. They don't have good camera equipment at home. And they just want to get a picture and just sort of put price. Sometimes you get really good deals with them. Sometimes they're massively overvalued. So it's a bit hit and miss. So picture quality, especially with camera lenses, it's good to check. So for example, this person's got a huge amount of feedback. So he probably knows what he's selling. I mean, you can go onto their feedback and have a look through at the items they've sold. And if they've sold lots of camera lenses, you can have a check. So lots of scratches. See, this is, to me, would jump out as a good seller, because they've been upfront, even though the image quality isn't great on the listing. You can see very accurate, very detailed. And personally, if I was going to get that for personal use, you can't even really see. Well, you can't see one of the scratches because the quality's not good. But I mean, if I was filming vlogs and I had a crop sensor camera, that would equate to 42mm. You probably, I mean, unless you're shooting directly into bright lights, you'll probably never see the scratches. And there you go, you can have that for under £30, which is probably about $40, $45 at the moment. So if it was something I was thinking about, I'd add to my watch list, but I'm not going to do it for the purpose of this video. There you go. See, this is good to look for. It's got a filter on it. Usually if they've got a filter on, that filter has been on for years and years and years, especially on these older camera bodies. They're like the non-premium camera bodies like this one as well. Is it an EM? Yeah, it's an EM. So again, this would be something I'd be interested in, again, probably price-wise for personal use, not for resale. If you look, just very, very basic listing. So yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. Here comes with a filter. Looks very clean. That's an auction one. There you go. Again, good seller. I mean, the way he's listed it isn't fantastic, but light dust inside the lens. If you're looking at any used lenses, provided they say it's some light dust, they're all going to have dust. You're not going to be able to avoid it with used lenses. Even some sort of new ones, after a couple of months, they're going to get little bits of dust inside. Don't worry about it. Unless you're doing the highest level fine art, you'll never see it. Again, he's already talked about zooming, he's talked about aperture blades moving fine. So this is someone who knows what they're selling. Again, can't see any fungus. Fungus is obviously important to look for. You probably, if you've been searching for lenses on eBay, you'll know that. Just avoid it unless you're happy to clean the lenses yourselves. It's just not worth buying a cheap lens and then having to pay to have that clean, because that will affect it. That will affect your images. Again, pretty good. You know, lots of feedback, so probably quite a good seller. There you go. That's not too bad either. Again, just have a little flick down and go through, and I'll good. Again, nice clean listing, slight scuff. Probably get yourself a good little deal there actually, and it's got a make offer as well. Sometimes you see these and they've got an auction and the option to make an offer. Send them an offer. I've started doing it more and more recently, and lots of people. What I tend to do is send them an offer of the starting price, and a lot of times they just go straight for it because they don't have to wait for the auction to finish. They don't know if they're going to sell it. So if it gets to sort of the last couple of days, feel free to send them that, and you often can get a good deal. I'm not going to go through these ones, but again, same thing. That's a really good seller. You can tell that's someone who knows what they're doing. And look at this. Somebody doesn't know what they're... Well, he seems to look like he knows what he's doing, but it doesn't look... This lens was designed for Nikon 35mm cameras. It will not work on most Nikon DSLRs. Well, in fact, it will work on all Nikon DSLRs. It's not going to autofocus, and on the D3000 series and D5000 series, it's not going to be able to... Ooh, actually, this is one with... this is a good example. I'll finish the video on this. If you're looking at these old manual focus lenses, this is one that hasn't been AI indexed. So if you look at where the numbers are, the 22, 16, 11, 8, 5.6, 4, and 2.8, there should be a notch cut out there. Don't ever put one of these on a DSLR with an aperture linkage. These ones can be used on the D3000, D5000 series, and nothing else. So I hope that video's been useful. It's gone on a little bit, probably a little bit too long, but there we go. Okay, thanks very much, and feel free to subscribe if you want to. I don't really put many videos out, but hopefully I'm going to pop a few more out soon. Okay, thanks very much.